I used to. These questions are funny and interesting. If you asked me 10 years ago, I'd be like, yes. Yeah, I used to have an intense amount of anxiety. I used to have extreme panic attacks. I used to be very, I used to have it so bad that my body was shutting down, and I had a lot of adrenaline that would, you know how like the adrenaline will surge, you know, on a panic attack and then keep you up all night. It would just surge in the middle of the night. So I wasn't sleeping. My body was shutting down. It was horrible. It was intense and it was horrible. And it felt like a lot of things that I felt like the floor, I didn't have the floor underneath me. And a lot of it was non-ownership of non-ownership systems, non-ownership of planning, controlling, solving and understanding deeply what was really going on, not just having a problem in the moment, never getting to the core, and then just moving on to the next one. And it feels like constantly sleeping on banana peels. And I used to feel like there was always 100 planes that were flying in my head, and I couldn't land any of them. So that's how my life used to be. It got so I couldn't walk, couldn't sleep. And it was during that time period where I would roll over in the morning and I would listen to Greg Plitt every single morning, like a 11-minute video that was just like the most inspiring, the most world-changing, and I just brainwashed myself with Greg Plitt. And after 30 days, I felt like a different person. I felt like, okay, I can do this, you know? I started being able to put one foot in front of the other. And then that's when I decided to start writing what the fears were, writing what they were, and then just started chipping away at them. 10 minutes, I worked on this for 10 minutes. I did 20 minutes on this one, and just started chipping away at each one of the problems and really demanding that I got to the core, because some of them took a few years to solve, you know? Some of them took several years to solve. And so once I started really getting on top of and demanding and owning the anxiety, anytime I ever feel a slight bit of anxiety today, I know where it's coming from and I know what to do. Oh, I'm just not taking ownership of problems that my brain has told me are impossible to solve. I'll put them down and start chipping away at them. And every single problem, when you use the scientific method, every single problem is solvable. You have to gather the data. You have to run test experiments. You have to control your experiment. All of the things that you are afraid of are absolutely solvable if you treat it like a scientific experiment. And, you know, I don't have any anxiety anymore. If I do, it's like, I feel stressed. Oh, I know what to do, you know?
Yeah, I've always known I've had a lot of anxiety. It's been a recurring theme in my life.
Historically, yes. I was diagnosed with an anxiety disorder when I was 29. So I have actually probably had anxiety all my life, but I didn't realize it. Some of it, my teachers were wondering if it was like ADD, because sometimes I will just have an internal panic attack where I'm just kind of glazed over, but I try to hide it because that's just what I've done my whole life. Sometimes it is from just having too much information thrown at me. Sometimes it is, I just don't know what to do next. And I feel unprepared for what's next. But I have worked on a lot of different ways to cope with anxiety. And then I do take a natural supplement that also helps with that, so that my mind isn't racing all the time, over and over again, scrolling different possibilities.
Yes, I'm a very anxious person. I mean, I'm anxious about stuff every day, like, you know, driving filled with anxiety. Pretty much everything makes me anxious.
Yeah, yes. So I actually, when I was a really young kid, I had horrible anxiety, like to the point where my mom had me in therapy when I was in grade school. As an adult, I feel pretty good at managing it. So I would still say I'm an anxiety-prone person, but I understand it and I know how to work with it and work through it now.
I would say I'm a very anxious person, but I'm not very good at managing it. There's a lot of things which I sort of worry about that might come up, but then I do sort of a poor job of dealing with them.
Hey, thank you guys so much for watching this hopefully awesome piece of content. I would love to hear any questions that you guys would like to see us ask future guests that comes on, regardless of the personality type. So please leave those in the comments below. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and share. And we cannot wait to see you guys in the next video. Take care.